You are welcome again to my channel. Thank you for choosing to watch me for the first time, if that is for you. I'm Cyrus and this is Tuntum Network in Accra, Ghana. I'm glad to speak once again on South Africa's coming elections tomorrow, 29th of June. Ladies and gentlemen, in as much as I believe and have predicted that the ANC will win in these elections, there is a certain twist that I want to bring to your attention. We all have to be mindful of the three main opposition parties because tonight is the last hour and anything can happen. And you know that the last hours are the most dangerous. I believe what I'm going to share with you today also has the potential of denying the ANC from a first round one-time win. And this is what I mean. At the National Assembly, which is made up of 400 seats, the ANC has 230 as it stands now, 84 for the DA and then 44 for the EFF. Let's break it down. In order to win these elections, the ANC will have to maintain that number, which is almost unlikely, or they just have to get 50% of the National Assembly plus one seat, which is around 201. Now, that is out of the 400. However, the likelihood of the ANC losing more seats is way higher than for them gaining more seats due to the myriads of economic and social challenges that has happened in South Africa in the last 4 years. So I'm tempted to ask myself this question for the purpose of making a more realistic prediction. And this is the first question that came to mind. What number of seats is more likely the ANC will lose? Could it be 10? Could it be more than 10? In 2016, a similar thing happened in Ghana when the incumbent government were super sure of their re-election in the face of some of the most threatening economic challenges we had at the time. And it happened that the incumbent party, the National Democratic Congress, called the NDC, lost the presidential and the parliamentary elections in a landslide never seen in the history of Ghana's politics. They lost the parliament with 169 to 106 seats. And I'm beginning to feel a similar thing could pull off in South Africa should this man, Jacob Zuma, impact his tribal people in their decision making. Have you seen the waves Jacob Zuma is making, even though South Africa's highest court on Monday, 20th May, barred him from running to become a member of parliament? Have you seen the waves? And as though that wasn't enough, he is still the face of the new party. He didn't bother to cancel his membership with his former party, the ANC, until he got suspended on grounds of conflict of interest. Ladies and gentlemen, he still has the clout to attract support from his loyalists within the opposing parties, particularly within the ANC. He's got massive following within the ANC. I'm telling you, it is clear he wants to stifle the prospect of his first party, which made him president. Isn't that an irony? He's going to pursue this agenda until he either strikes some form of a political deal with the ruling government or be considered for a role in any of the smaller parties, except for yours truly, the EFF. You see, South Africa's elections are pretty different, unlike anything on the African continent. This is a man who was once a president and was impeached. He goes out to face countless charges of corruptions, cases, and yet finds a way to lead a new political party, hoping to be a part of decision-making through the National Assembly. Now, in spite of my discomfort with this situation, I still have a lot of respect and salute to the man for his courage in the face of legal charges and accusations. He's fighting for his reputation and his beliefs. And this MK party was launched only on the 16th of December last year. It one time used to be the apartheid-era military wing of the ANC's liberation movement and later became a political party. Here they are today acting like they could become the kingmakers in South Africa. Isn't that interesting? I like their logo though, the spear of the nation in the Xhosa language. My question to you is this: which is more possible, that the ANC wins more than 200 seats or a coalition is formed? Be kind to leave that response in the comment section. And now let's do some hypotheticals using mathematics. So even if the EFF should double their seats and it all came from the ANC, that would take the ANC down to 186 seats. We are just playing with numbers here, so stay with me. Or let's assume the DA, EFF, and the IFP together took 40 seats from the ANC. And I'm not saying they will join forces because that's very unlikely. But I mean, if they should split 40 seats among themselves, which is highly likely, which parties will you prefer went into a collision with the ANC? First of all, I know for sure the EFF and the DA cannot merge, so that's out. But should the ANC and DA join forces, what will be the likely terms? Is John going to ask for the deputy president role in South Africa in the negotiations? Or will the ANC gladly offer the DA that role? Which will mean Paul Mashatile will be out in the interest of the party. In my opinion, that could be an ideal situation for the development and the proper representation of both blacks and whites in South Africa's government. Something that has been missing since 1994. That will be great for the politics of South Africa, both internally and on the international stage. This is the most ideal situation in my opinion. But on the other hand, should the EFF double their numbers by taking from the ANC and is successful in perhaps forming a coalition with the IFP and the rest of the small parties, this can trigger a runoff if the ANC and the DA should fail to join hands. Ladies and gentlemen, South Africa is at the crossroad. They have a decision to make whether to stick with the predictable ANC in terms of the slow rate of their economy in recent times and the energy situation, or opt for a change which has never been experienced before in South Africa. There is coming a time when there will be more than 3 political parties coming together to unseat the ANC. I'm promising you this. Will it be tomorrow and the day after? Will it be led by the EFF or the DA? We wait to see. But in a situation where the DA and the ANC join forces, that will make it almost impossible to see the ANC party come out of power or be thrown out of power. If you're a citizen of South Africa, you have to vote and make your vote count. There has been elections in Ghana where the spoiled ballots, and I mean the spoiled ballots, amounted to more than the number of people who actually voted for the independent candidate. I'm serious here. There are other times where the turnout is below 50%, like in the case of Nigeria's last year's election. These elections in South Africa will have to go beyond that. I encourage you to go out and vote, no matter what you think about the difference your one vote may do. Go out, wait in the lines, let your voice be heard in the person you subscribe to. We pray and wait patiently for the outcome of the elections. We pray for peace, we pray for understanding and compliance at the polling stations, most importantly. And we wish the people of South Africa all the best in this year's election. God bless you for taking time to watch today's episode. Kindly be gracious to subscribe if you haven't, and help this channel grow, as I always repeat. And in conclusion, I have completed setting up the studio. So if you will see behind me, this studio setup is different in Accra to host up to 4 guests at a time. So moving forward, you'll be seeing more of interviews with people from all walks of life across the globe on issues bordering on religion, politics, business, and other lifestyle, in addition to my monologues. I'll come your way very soon after the elections is announced. But until then, God bless you, and it's bye-bye for now.